Hey Glow Getters, it's your girl Ariel Rose.
And I'm Khadija J.
And welcome back to Grind and Glow. So welcome to 20-somethings. So both of us are in our 20-somethings.
Yeah.
And many of you all are as well. And so we were just talking and we're like, our expectations of our 20s versus our reality isn't necessarily working out to be the same thing.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, nah, at all.
It's not all bad. It's not all bad. But it's not like the life plan we made for ourselves when we were like 17.
Oh no, like when we were 17 in high school, like TV was a big setup pretty much. Like,
you know what,
TV was a setup. You thought that life, even high school, like you thought it was going to be like it was on TV, like this glamorous life. It was going to be exactly like this when you went to high school, sitting outside, eating, being able to do all these cool things.
Like, remember Zoe 101? Zoe 101 made me want to go to boarding school so bad.
Exactly. Like,
who
I want to go to
boarding school like that?
Hello.
No, but seriously, I almost went to boarding school.
But yeah, it's like growing up, you just have this rose-tinted view of like life is just gonna be so fabulous and great once you become a grown-up, and then you become one, and it's like,
that ain't it.
This ain't it. Like, what am I doing wrong? What did I miss? What went wrong, y'all?
Because I'm even rewatching Gossip Girl right now, and Gossip Girl is, I just remembered you haven't seen it, and it made me upset. Anyway, that show is a whole setup because they're like from the Upper East Side of New York, and they're like in high school living lives that I still aspire to have. But whatever. I guess
that's kind of like with Sex and the City. They live in New York, and you think life's gonna be like that. Or honestly, even Girlfriends, like life's not like that at all for us.
Girlfriends is for sure a good example.
Yes, and you think your life will be like this with your group of friends, but you're still trying to all just get y'all lives together first before y'all can even get to that point.
Right, because like we have a post up on our IG right now, and it says the thing that can ruin your 20s is thinking you should have your life together.
Oh, absolutely.
And learn that you still have much to learn. So like we really think like we should have this by 26, this by 28, all this by 30, and
right.
Some of it, it can happen, but it's maybe not going to happen at the exact moment we want it to happen, or that we planned for it to happen when we were like 17, you know?
Right, because I love seeing those posts where it's like, just because you get that degree at like 26 or you buy that house at 40, it's like you still did it. It's still an accomplishment regardless of what age you did it at.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like we have to get out that mindset and beating ourselves up comparing us to other people's success, because your period in time in life is your period in time in life, so you can't compare it to what you see with other people. Like, you just can't.
Right, you can't measure your life by somebody else's ruler.
Yep.
That's like a big thing, you know?
Yep.
While we're getting into this, make sure that you subscribe to our iTunes, I was about to say iTunes channel, but it's not even a channel. Our Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
And make sure you leave a review and give us a rate. We still do have our Glowway going on, so that's how you enter. You rate, write a review, subscribe, and then just send us a little screenshot, DM it or email it to us, and you'll be entered to win. So let's get into this.
Yes.
So some of the expectations we had was that me and my girlfriends, we are gonna meet up for lunch like once or twice a week, have after work cocktails at like the bar at the bottom of our corporate building, and we were just gonna be living life sweet.
But the gag is that ain't happening.
Half of us are still in school.
Yes.
We all have different schedules.
Definitely different schedules.
Where some of us have kids now.
Right.
We're lucky if we get to meet up once out of the month.
We're lucky if all of us respond in
reply.
the group chat. Okay.
No, seriously. That's
where we get lucky.
That's real. That is so real. Like, no.
Someone may not respond till literally like in things 2 to 3 business days later.
Stop it.
Like,
because that's you.
It's okay. I can't even argue.
You can't. Look at that. You was stuck because it's you. It's you, Lacey.
I'm not afraid, y'all. Y'all may get a response immediately or 2 to 3 business days later.
So, like, at least, you know, if that's something that's really important to your friend group, do try to meet up like once a month. But that's way more of a reliable expectation
than like every day or every week or every weekend, because that's just not happening.
Yeah, no.
Like, honestly, for that to happen, it's like either all y'all
work at the same job,
kids, y'all work at the same job, or y'all have the same schedule and can always meet up. Like, it's just not
And I don't know
happening.
one friend group who all has the same schedule
At all.
My girls from high school, we've literally been trying to take a trip together for like 2 years now. Yeah. And literally something always comes up.
Yeah. Life is just always hitting you.
You know? Another expectation is, and this is one of my favorites because this is my mom. So, like, older people being like, you can eat whatever you want, baby.
The lies.
You're young. You can eat whatever you want.
Because sis trying to work on this stomach right now, sis. I can't eat what I want. Sure can, but it's gonna catch up to me.
It's gonna catch up to you. You listen. I told y'all before how I'm like, with school and my major in nutrition, I'm just like really big on this. So no, you wish you could eat whatever you wanted like when you were 12,
right?
But you can't.
Sure can't.
And I'm promised, either you go into your school gym, you have a gym subscription or whatever, but you're not eating whatever you want and not having any repercussions.
Right. It's just not happening. It's not realistic.
It's not. Some people are.
Some people
those
do.
People with those really, really fast metabolisms.
Yeah.
But then even them, it catches up to you.
Right.
It might catch up with you later in life, but it's still going to catch up to you.
Sports. Now I'm not as active anymore. When I was in high school, I literally could eat whatever I want and not gain nothing because I'm always at practice running.
Right.
Now, that ain't happening.
Because when I got to college, I actually lost weight. I didn't gain a freshman 15. I actually lost weight because I stopped playing sports. So I wasn't training, and so I wasn't eating like I was, and I wasn't, working out like I was. So what I lost was muscle, actually.
Yeah.
So then you don't want to be like flopping everywhere. So then you're still in the gym, like, it's still like it's catching up to you one way or another. Right. You feel me?
But yeah, they swear up and down we can just eat whatever. Girl, if that was the case, you would always see food in my face. Always. So another thing that we get really, really bogged down on, thinking we're supposed to be rich in our 20-somethings and retire by our 30s. Y'all, that's so far from unrealistic. I don't even know what to tell you. If someone's telling you they're doing that, then they got life set out like from the time they came out the womb, because it's not possible. Because both my parents have already retired from one job and they're still working another job and only in their 40s. So that lets you know, no, it's not happening.
Yeah, like I have a friend of mine and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna retire by 32, and I'm like, you know what, if you do, that's dope. Like, if you do, like, congrats to you. Let me know how that works out and give me your business plan. But like,
and honestly, I just feel like retiring that early, it's like, what do you do with your life then at that point? It's like, I mean, yeah, you could just travel and stuff, but it's like you would literally have to find stuff to keep you occupied and busy all the time, because you were so used to working and now you're not. So it's like, what do I do with all this free time?
That's true. That's valid. I didn't really think about that point.
Yeah, it's like,
and at some point, yeah, you're gonna be like, all right, what else is there to do?
Right, because you've traveled everywhere, you've done all of this stuff. So it's like, but then it's like, you're the only person that can do this because you're the only one that's retired, while your other friends are still working. So it's kind of just like, what do you do at that point?
Yeah, just know that if you're not rich in your 20s and you don't retire by 36, that's okay.
That's doing life right.
Normal,
right?
It's probably normal.
Yeah.
Another thing we like have a time set on is like being married.
Yes, Lord.
And having kids. And I noticed so much more. I feel like now it's because I'm actually like a little older or whatever, that people are like, I don't want to be an old parent.
And that's my saying all the time. And I still say that. And y'all, I'm finna be 25 and I'm still not a parent nor married.
And so I'm like, and I really have not put any thought into this, because I'm like, yo, you say pregnant or babies around me, I'm holding my breath till my face turns purple. Okay.
Oh my goodness, not
like,
purple.
So I'm like, no, I don't. But like, for me personally, I wasn't that person that was like giving myself a timeline and putting everything like to an age and a date. I was kind of just like, okay, what happens happens. I'm still not like that. I've never made a Pinterest account of my wedding, like, or anything like that. Like, I've just never really planned stuff out. So, like, I did have some of these expectations. Like, I probably did think, like, oh yeah, I'll be married in my 20s. Like, my mom got married at 22.
Yeah, that's pretty much mine. Because my mom had me at 22. So yeah.
And my mom literally was on the phone with me the other day, and she was like, I can't imagine you married right now. After I turned 22, she's like, I can't imagine you married. I was like, I can't either. So we're on the same page. Like, what do you mean? So, like, yes. Like, even if the people are around you, like, because a lot of us are getting engaged, we are around that age. I won't say that, like, oh, it's not happening for anybody, but
right,
like, if you're in a group of friends and your group is 5 and 3, if y'all are engaged or married, don't think you're just so out of place because you're one of the two that's died.
Right.
Because, like we said, like, everything happens at your own time.
Right.
You know, you can't measure your life to someone else's ruler. But also, and I know you're really big on this one.
Oh, absolutely.
That you're going to have this gorgeous luxury apartment with your, like, Pier 1 furniture.
Y'all,
and
I'm having it. I'm
furniture.
contesting into y'all now and speaking into existence. Everybody knows I'm having it. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, y'all. My apartment already has a name and I don't even have it yet. It's going to be called The Palace, and everybody's going to know The Palace, okay? Okay.
Y'all, we'll all come together and pray for her. Anyways.
But y'all gonna want to come to the palace when we having brunch and mimosas and hookahs. Then everybody gonna be knocking at the palace door, trying to get in. Knocking at the palace door.
Oh my Lord of mercy. Anyways, if you don't have that luxury apartment at 22, 24, whatever, you can still have it.
You can, y'all, because I'm going to be 25 and I'm getting it. So I'm having it, but it wasn't, we think we're going to have it, 2021. Nah, you got to work for that.
Because I really be in my room sometimes, and I'm like, does my room look like an adult lives in here? Because I guess I am an adult, And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. So, like, it's really okay. I don't know, because I do have my own place, just because I have no choice,
Right.
Me and a friend, we have a townhouse, so, like, but it's because both of us aren't from here. We're in school, so we have to have somewhere to live, but I don't know, maybe downstairs does. Downstairs looks kind of like an adult might be lived there.
It does.
Upstairs, yeah, like when I'm in my room, I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's okay. We'll get there.
It is. Something else, having your dream job out the gate. Y'all, there are some people that this does happen to. Kudos to them. But like, I can test you, even coming out of graduation, a lot of us don't always have our dream job. And sometimes some people, it takes years to get to your dream job. You have to work the jobs that you don't want to work, honestly, to get to that position to where you want to be. And it's okay. It's just, you have to know, is this something I really want to do? Are these the sacrifices I'm willing to make to get to this position? Because it will help you in the long run. And sometimes it is just that hard work. I mean, a lot it is who you know sometimes with that.
Yeah,
and that does help. Like, that definitely can help you. But when you don't have those connections and it can only take you so far, you then have to start putting in that work to get to where you want to be at.
And even for me, like, to apply to the programs I want to get into, not even to get into the job I want, but to the program I have to do post-bac, because the way my program is set up with my concentration, there's classes that I need for my program, but that I don't need to graduate.
Right.
And so there's still things I have to take just to be able to be eligible for my program. And so, like, that wasn't, like, worked into my plan when I started college. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know what post-baccalaureate courses were, anything like that, before I got to college, or really even until probably, like, sophomore, junior year. So, stuff like that, like your programs or having your dream job, like, or even if you don't get into the, your number one pick for job or school, like, that's why it's so important to apply to multiple places. And
absolutely,
really just be open to different things. Like you said, maybe sometimes you'll have to do a job, that you didn't really think you had to, or you didn't necessarily want to, but it then puts you in a position that you want to be in. Right. So,
because me now, like, the position I'm working, Is this a position that I want to be in? No, but it's going to help me to get to where I want to be. As long as I'm in the company, it's kind of like how I see it. As long as I can get my foot in the door, after that, I can go wherever I want to in that company and make the connections to do things that I want to do.
Right.
So it's kind of like you have to take a step back and take those like kind of L's, if you want to call them, to get those W's that'll come after that.
Them dubs, yeah, because I even met a girl and it was at like an enterprise, and she went to school for accounting, but that's kind of like her thing, is that she was building through the company to get to their accounting department. So I mean, and if that's the way you got to do it, from sales to accounting, I mean, you can build up, like you said. You just need to get your foot in the door, because especially if you're a driven person and you know you're going into a company that you can grow in, you just have to get your foot in the door, and then if you want to get into corporate, if you want to do whatever, it's possible, especially if you're driven and you know, like, you make out a plan for yourself, because that's even something, one of the places I'm looking at working in my time between my program. It's like that, where I have the ability to grow. It's just for me to get in.
Right.
You know?
And that's what I'm doing now. It's like, I told them I'm giving y'all a year, because you got to at least be in your position a year before you can like switch different positions. I'm like, all y'all getting is a year, and I'm taking off. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So I hope y'all ready.
But even though we are saying all this, like, all of it isn't supposed to be draining. It's like, another thing is dating, like our expectations of dating when we're in our 20s. Like, if we are expecting to be married by 24, like, of course we're expecting to have a great dating relationship,
like the relationships you see on TV and movies. It ain't real.
I mean, hey,
it's
some of
real,
them might,
but
aspects of it are real.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, you really can't take nothing from TV. Like, TV, movies,
it will set you up. It's a setup.
It's a setup. But like, those posts that are like, I deadass looked up what age men mature at, and it said 42. And I'm like, LOL.
If that, to be honest.
So, you can't expect like the perfect relationship. I mean, you can't expect the perfect relationship at any age, much less your 20-somethings. You feel me?
Because especially the 20-somethings, that's when everyone's still honestly trying to find themselves and what they want to do in life and what they're doing with their life, and they're exploring all their options in life. So you can't expect too much all the time in your 20-somethings. If it comes along, then great. But if it doesn't, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on the person. Like, both of y'all are still growing. Y'all just may be in two different points in life at that point.
And you never know. Like, y'all might meet back up later in life. You know, life has a funny way of having boomerangs thrown at you. You feel me? Like, something might happen and you feel like you're never going to see that person again, or, you know, it's just the end of the world. And little do you know, 2-4 years down the road, that person's back in your life, you know, and better, you know, and you're better too, and y'all are better with each other for it. So you never know. But like I was saying, you know, we're not trying to drain y'all with our expectations and what our reality is. Like, it's such a downfall. You know, there's a lot of great things that do happen in your 20s. You meet people you never thought you would. Yeah. You find new interest in hobbies. Like, even us doing this podcast, I would never picture me doing this 3 years ago.
No,
you know,
like,
but
when I was younger, this is something I never would have thought, like, doing a podcast. I had so many other different things in my head that I'd be doing, and look at me now. Right.
So there's so much that comes from it. You know, like, one of the things, like, someone was telling me, they were like, you know, you expect to be traveling all over the world when you're 20, and I slick am. So, like, some expectations do happen, you know, but you got to make them happen. Not all of them. Right. Like, you might have 10 expectations and 2 of them happen, but hey, like, good job for making those 2 happen. You know, you're still crossing those off the list. But yeah, like, we might have setbacks, but we gonna come back. What Cardi said, you might knock me down, I'm gonna come back 10.
Right. Because I will say the 20-somethings, that's probably the age range where you have probably the most setbacks you will ever have in life. I'm just saying that with going through the 20-something now, because I've definitely had a lot of setbacks, like more than I could imagine.
Myself too.
I'm only gonna be 25, you know? Right? And it's like, sometimes it's like setback after setback after setback, and you're just like, life can't be this hard. It can't. And it's like, once you get over those setbacks and grow from them, it's kind of like, you know, okay, well, maybe this was meant to happen for this reason. It's kind of like you start looking at things from a different point of view than just like, okay, why did this happen to me? Instead, it's like, okay, maybe this happened for this reason, for this to happen, and then that to happen. So it's kind of like, too, with the setbacks, you have to have a different mindset about it, and not always be negative about it, because that's when life starts going wrong for you, when you're always so negative about every single setback that you have.
Your mindset is so impactful on your life. I think we even put up a post about that recently, is that, you know, your life is only as strong as your mindset.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that you said that with like pessimistic, because I remember when I was a little bit younger, I think I was still in high school, and a lot of good things were happening. It was like a lot of good things were happening, and I said to my mom that I'm nervous because so many good things are happening. I'm scared of what's to come. I was like, I feel like something bad has to come, and then it happens. But I feel like I put that on myself.
It's like, when you think things like that and put it out, like, you can't put certain things out in the universe, because
and that's why we talk about manifestation all the time.
It's literally how you think and what you put out, and what you put out, that's what it's going to give back to you.
As we're always saying, life is so full of ups and downs. That's why we're making this, you know, highs and lows, but we're tackling it when we're growing stronger from it. You know, our 20s are going to be great years, and we're not saying that your 20s are going to be, you know, full of defeat and despair. It just may not happen at the exact time you wanted it to, and that's okay, you know, because you're a powerful person. You're able to make things happen. You are capable. As long as you keep that positive attitude, like you were saying, that mindset plays such a big role in your life.
Yeah, it does.
But yes, if you don't get what we're saying, it's, don't allow your expectations to make your reality seem lesser so.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, and then don't set expectations so high and set your own self up, like stuff that you know that, and I'm not saying like nothing is possible, but there's certain expectations, like, don't even set yourself up for that. You know, when you thought it and said it, that if you have to question it, it's probably a little too much. And it's like, certain things, especially going into new things and change, like, don't expect everything's going to be peachy king and all that, because you don't want to put that on your own self. And then when it's not, then now you're getting on yourself. You're super hard on yourself, right? So it's like, certain things, like, always set yourself up to win, pretty much. Always do that.
And always bet on yourself.
Exactly. Because if you do even if something does go wrong, you know you still good, because it's like, you just have that mindset, like,
money's still on me.
Right, it's still on me. Like, something's gonna have to change. Like, I'm gonna win in the end.
Some gotta shake.
Right.
Some gotta shake. Exactly. And that's where we'll close out. So, as always, remember to subscribe on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, follow and like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are Grind&Glow Podcast on everything except Twitter. We're Grind&Glow Pod. And if you have any questions, you have any topics y'all want us to speak on, shoot us an email, shoot us a DM. We'd love to hear from y'all. Y'all know we love your feedback. But in closing, I'm your girl, Ariel Rose.
And I'm Khadijah J.
And remember, the harder you grind, the brighter you glow. See you later, Glow Getters.